In the beginning, there is silence. Not the gentle silence of peace, but the hollow quiet left behind when everything has been torn apart. The air hangs heavy with ash. The horizon trembles with the memory of fire. What was once alive is now only ruin. This world once breathed with laughter, footsteps echoing down alleys, children chasing each other in circles, the ordinary pulse of ordinary lives. Now, the streets are graves, and the buildings collapse inward like broken bones of a civilization too fragile to endure. Through this wasteland, a figure moves, slow, steady, a ranger. He is not just a man, he is a survivor. His shoulders carry storms without names. His eyes have seen the very worst humanity could inflict on itself. Yet still he walks, still he breathes, still he carries the heaviest burden of all, hope. Beside him walks another, smaller, softer, but no less scarred. A dog, limping, fur matted and torn, body marked by battles barely survived. And yet, against all odds, he remains. Alive, loyal, his eyes fixed on the ranger with a devotion that refuses to die, even when the world already has. Their bond needs no words. It was forged in hunger, in fire, in nights too long to endure. When the ranger scans the horizon, the dog listens to the silence. Where one falters, the other steadies. Together, they are not whole, but together, they are enough. Each step is its own language. Boots crunching glass, paws pressing soil, wind whistling through broken beams. A look, a pause, a shift in weight when danger moves unseen. Trust, built not in words, but in silence. The ranger carries ghosts, faces of those he could not save, voices of those lost to fire and hunger. They press against his every step, shadows stitched into his very being. The dog carries his past too, though carved in scars rather than memory. But unlike the man, there is no regret in his eyes. Only loyalty, only presence, only love. At dawn, light slips across the ruins. It does not erase the devastation, but it softens it. For a moment, the ranger closes his eyes, remembering what it felt like to believe in tomorrow. The dog sits beside him, watching, ears twitching, gaze steady. In those few heartbeats, they are not survivors, just companions. But peace never lasts. Shadows stir. A distant sound cuts the silence. The ranger's hand finds his weapon. The dog growls low, muscles tight. They do not run. They do not falter. They stand, as they always have, facing whatever comes. Hours pass. They move through streets strangled by vines, roots splitting through concrete as nature reclaims what humanity abandoned. Rusted cars stand like tombstones. Children's drawings cling faintly to scorched walls. Desperate messages are carved into stone. Every step whispers the truth. This was once a home. The ranger sometimes mutters into the emptiness. Almost there. Or, one more mile. He knows there is no there, no finish line. But the words are less for him, and more for the ghosts. The dog doesn't need the words. He hears only the rhythm, the tone, the will. And that is enough. But endurance always demands its price. Hunger claws at them. Thirst burns their throats. Fatigue drags them down. When the ranger stumbles, the dog nudges him forward. And when the dog falters, trembling legs refusing to move, the ranger kneels, lifting him gently, whispering encouragement like prayer. They keep each other alive, not in spite of their wounds, but because of them. Night falls, darkness swallows the ruins, turning every shadow into threat. The ranger gathers scraps of wood, striking a hidden fire. Its glow flickers, small but defiant. The dog curls close, warmth shared, breath steady. Above them, stars pierce the black sky, eternal, unscarred. For a fleeting moment, the ranger believes someone, somewhere, might be staring at those same stars. That perhaps they are not alone. That perhaps hope still lingers. Sleep comes in fragments. Every sound stirs them awake. Every silence presses too deep. The dog's ears twitch, growl rising when danger creeps too close. The ranger follows his lead, weapon ready, eyes sharp. Often it is nothing. Sometimes it is not. And then they must move again, fire doused, steps carrying them deeper into the unknown. Days blur into nights, nights blur into days. Their lives become a rhythm of hunger, vigilance, and the simple act of moving forward. Yet through it all, their bond strengthens. This is no longer just man and dog. This is family. A love unspoken, primal, unbreakable. Each is the other's anchor. Each is the other's last defense against a world that has forgotten mercy. The ranger sometimes wonders why he keeps going. What is left to find? What is left to save? But then he looks at the dog, at the eyes that never leave his side, at the loyalty that never wavers, at the silent promise written in every step. And he knows. He walks for him, and perhaps the dog walks for him too. And so their story continues, not one of conquest, not one of glory, but of endurance, of walking when the world begs you to fall, of holding on when there is nothing left, of companionship so strong it transforms survival into something sacred. Step by step, moment by moment, they move forward. Because in a world built on ruin, survival itself is defiance, and defiance is hope.